The lack of decisive action when it comes to the Northern Ireland Protocol, of course, has been going on for ages now. It's actually getting quite farcical that you had these threats about Article 16 being triggered and then, of course, nothing happening. Specifically when it comes to the issue of the ECJ, of the EU Court. We heard, of course, at one stage that there was going to be a red line for the British government on removing this jurisdiction. Then it came out actually perhaps there could be a compromise. And just to show you how ridiculous and farcical it is that these negotiations that don't really seem to be going anywhere between the UK and the EU have been rumbling on for so long now. This is what Lord Frost said, and I know I've shown this before, but this is what Lord Frost was saying when he was in charge of these negotiations as Brexit Minister. Back in November of last year, that time was running out back then.
We hope to make some progress, but honestly the gap between us is still quite significant. But let's see where we can get to.
Will you trigger Article 16 today, Lord Frost?
We're not going to trigger Article 16 today, but Article 16 is very much on the table and has been since July.
Is that likelihood increasing, do you think? Is it becoming a closer prospect?
Well, time is running out on these talks. If we're to make progress, we need to make progress soon, and our preference is to make progress and see if we can reach an agreement.
How long can this go on for?
What would it take to not trigger Article 16?
If we can reach an agreement, a consensual agreement on the protocol that provides a sustainable solution, then that's the best way forward. That is the way of avoiding it.
How long can this go on for, Lord Frost? Sorry, how long can these talks stretch on for before you make a decision on this?
So I'm not going to give any sort of timescales or any hypotheticals. We are trying to reach agreement and we're working very hard and we're going to carry on trying.
Have you sought legal advice on...
Is there anything that could happen in today's talks that would change the course of progress?
So there's a significant gap between us. If that gap narrows and the Commission listen to what we have said in the command paper and look at the situation in Northern Ireland, then maybe that will help us move things forward. Thanks.
Fast forward, negotiations still ongoing. Who knows, a deal by Christmas, of course, is being discussed now. Certainly, though, when you ask voters what they make of the prospect of the European Court of Justice's influence continuing when it comes to the Northern Ireland Protocol, you see here very overwhelming. 72% of the public think it is important that any negotiation and deal with the EU over the protocol removes any oversight from the ECJ, that the ECJ should not oversee the protocol. Almost 3/4 of the British public backing that stance. Although, look at this from the government. Foreign Office sources on Saturday night, report the Telegraph, refused to confirm that the involvement of the ECJ remained a red line for the UK government. The government have been all over the place on this. And this lack of decisiveness, the fact that this has just gone on and on and on, I think shows you why so many Brexiteers are frustrated about all the talk we've had from the government and a complete lack of action. Let me know what you make of all of that in the comments below, guys. Do you have faith in the government to remove the ECJ? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.